Esto es Imagen Empresarial y está con nosotros aquí en el estudio y me da mucho gusto Eric Kaiser. Él es el fundador de Maison Kaiser. Usted seguramente los conoce. La última vez que Eric estuvo aquí era 2019, mediados de 2019. Pues todavía no ocurría la pandemia y ahora Eric pues está de vuelta. Evidentemente muchas cosas han pasado desde entonces, además de que hoy cumplen 10 años en Maison Kaiser. Mañana es el cumpleaños de Eric, así que Eric, happy birthday. I guess I'm the first one to
Thank you
that.
very much. You are in advance, but
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
yeah.
Thank you.
10 years of Maison Kaiser in Mexico. How has developed the business here in the country? How many units you have and how has been?
Yes, we have now 40 units, 7 franchisee. Under construction for the next year is 8 units. And geography is 8 states in Mexico. And production, we have 2 production centers and 1,500 people working for the company. So, you know, the most difficult in our job is to give the know-how to all these people and the brand to understand and how they need to react and how they can put passion inside the bread or inside the pastry or the food. And I think with our partners, the family Gonzalez, we do an incredible job.
Me dice Eric, le pregunto, bueno, pues muchas cosas han pasado desde que estaban aquí. Me dice que, bueno, pues tienen 50 unidades, 8 estados del país están desarrollando 8 unidades, son 1,500 personas en 2 centros de producción y el nombre del juego es cómo transmitir la pasión a la hora de hacer el pan. Además, how many countries Maison Kaiser is in?
42 now, from Japan to Chile.
Le pregunto cuántos países están y me dice en 42 desde Japón hasta Chile. And what's the secret in terms of transferring the knowledge from France to the world in terms of this passion to make bread? And how are you travel all over the world? What is the difference in terms of the passion to the bread and how has the adoption in all the countries? Because I guess it's very different.
I understand exactly your question. The most difficult, I think, is when you see few ingredients. To make a bread, you need 5 ingredients: flour, water, salt, yeast, or sourdough. And we say plus passion. And the most difficult is to take this ingredient and after you do something beautiful, a bread. And you can, with this ingredient, you can give to all the people in every country and you can survive. So it's incredible, but sorry. We are alchemists, and we need to give the know-how to all these people. And it's very delicate, you know. If you give too much fermentation, the bread is not good. You don't give enough, it's not good too. So this is the way that we need to give to the people until they understand. And so when you ask about adaptation, it's funny because in different countries we have different adaptation. For example, Japan, we do croissant, but inside the croissant we put the green tea. They love that. Or if we go in Mexico, they love that we put a beautiful ingredient inside the bread to be a little soft and little good tasty and strong. So for example, we use a chocolate from Mexico, or we use a spice from Mexico to introduce inside the bread. And this is how we can adapt our recipe.
Le pregunto a Eric que cómo se da y están, como ya decíamos, en 42 países, desde Japón hasta Chile, básicamente en todo el mundo. Me dice, son 5 ingredientes, entre ellos obviamente la pasión y esta sutileza a la hora de la formación del pan y cómo, por ejemplo, en Japón le ponen té verde adentro del croissant, mientras que en México, por ejemplo, chocolate o, digamos, para que tenga un sabor mucho más fuerte. What about the reception to Maison Kaiser? Because you have the same brand, the same passion, but it's different in all over the world. For example, I was in Japan in vacations last year, and the culture of bread is kind of different than the culture of bread in Mexico City, but at the same time in all the big capitals of the world tend to are begin to be homogenic. I mean, like, for example, you have coffee. It's kind of the same.
But you know, it's the same for the coffee. In some country, you put more blonde for the coffee. It means that you are tasty low. So for the bread, it's exactly the same. We put more sourdough, and the bread is more strong or less sourdough. If you take Japan, they love a small product they need to put in the mouth. They don't like to have something in the jacket, for example. So we adapt, we put smaller product, but beautiful and nice presentation. If we are in United States or in Mexico, the people love the people a little larger. And they need to eat before they buy. So it needs to be beautiful. So we don't put too much packaging on the top. You know, this is the way in the world. But if you take recipe, original recipe, and you add some ingredient or some sugar or milk or oil or what you want, and you change the recipe, this is my adaptation, we say, around the world.
Le pregunto a Eric que cómo se da, digamos, la adaptación, no puede decir la palabra homogenizado a escala global, pero bueno, pues no es lo mismo Japón que México, que Estados Unidos. Y me dice justo eso. Por ejemplo, en Japón les gustan las porciones más pequeñas, no les gusta pues tener migajas por todos lados cuando están comiendo, y todo tiene que ser más pequeño, mientras que obviamente en Estados Unidos o México pues es más grande, el empaque, digamos, no es tan elaborado porque pues te lo quieres comer, y eso es una de las partes importantes. Now, how do you choose your alliances? For example, here in Mexico, you have one. How is this process in terms of...
We try to find the people, they love the food. This is number one. And they have a know-how to manage the people in this job, because it's another job and people need to work the night, the day, the afternoon. It's difficult. If I can come back, we are now the pan de la muerte. And we have learning to do that in Mexico. And now we start to do in France. And we will start one day to do in Japan. This is how we can learn something in a country and put in another country. This is for the first thing. For the second thing, to find good partner, if they love the food, if they are respectful with the worker, if they want to do something good, I think normally we can try and trust these people and starting business. It's work.
Claro. Me dice, le pregunto cómo escogen a sus socios en todo el mundo, pues están en 42 países y me dice, bueno, pues gente que tienes que duermes, comes, cenas, etcétera, porque es un negocio muy delicado, muy dedicado más bien, y me cuenta cómo, por ejemplo, el pan de muerto, pues están aprendiendo a producirlo, lo van a llevar a Francia, eventualmente lo van a llevar a Japón, y bueno, pues eso es parte, I guess that's the component in terms of getting the best from all over the world and then globalize it, right? Because it will be fun if one day we're in Japan or in UK or in France and you see the pan de muerto.
Yes, this is what wants the people. Some people can take a ticket plane and traveling around the world. Some traveling with the TV, but they want to try, they want to test the food from different countries. This is why I say all the time we import the product everywhere. But all the time we try to do the best quality. This is the most important for me. Quality, quality, quality.
Me dice, bueno, pues justo ese es el tema. Lo más importante para él es calidad, calidad, calidad. Cómo pues mucha gente puede tomar un avión a otras partes del mundo y cómo puedes tener ese sabor y esa comida. Eric, what is you're going to be here in a week. Tomorrow you're going to have your happy birthday cake, I guess. But what is your favorite food, or what is the flavor you find in Mexico?
You know, in Mexico is so big. You can find so different type of food. For example, yesterday we eat the tapas for the lunch. It was very nice. Yesterday we was to Carmen to a high quality of Mexican food. I like to try. I like to test the food in the street, the food in a nice restaurant. I need to learn. You know, I need to take picture. I need to remember, and I need to use this ingredient one day to do something new.
You need to try the torta de tamal. They tell you what is that. It's not very healthy, but it's very good. Eric, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you to you.
Ahí escuchamos a Eric. Bueno, le pregunté qué piensa de la comida mexicana y me dice, obviamente le gusta mucho, es un país muy grande, le gusta la comida callejera, le gusta la comida, pues en general. Ayer comieron tapas y tomar fotos y recordar esos sabores. Vamos a hacer bueno, ahí escuchamos a Eric Kaiser, que mañana es su cumpleaños, fundador de Mason Kaiser en México.